Welcome to Ancient Current Rastafari Roots and Culture. I'm your host, Sheila Ryan, or Mama She. I'll be speaking today with Be Positive. Be Positive is a reggae artist based in Maine, and there is nothing but good vibes emanating from this man. So it's a joy to have you on the show today. Be Positive,
so
welcome.
Much.
Well, the first time,
blessed.
yes, blessed.
To you. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you.
Yes, give thanks. Ambassador of reggae music, and spread and share the love. And the first time I heard you play was at Greenwood's Reggae Revival in Brunswick, Maine, and it was in the after hours, middle of the night. I was actually tuckered in, in my tent or camper for the night, and I heard this man singing, and it was like, whoa, really conscious, really beautiful, and my ears just perked up. I was like, who is this? And the next day met you and found out who was singing, and it's you, and you all were camping just down the row a bit.
Yes.
So can you talk about your name, Be Positive, and why it's important to you?
Absolutely. Well, thank you once again. This is wonderful to be here to do this interview with you. How we met was absolutely magical that weekend. And I'm so glad that I was able to just reach some people in Maine and be able to connect with so many people in Greenwood's Roots and Revival. So it was a blessing. Give thanks for that. But to start off, my name is, I was born Abdul Hamid Karimian, and that's my birth name. I am Kurdish. I hail from the mountains of Kurdistan, what is known today as Iran, Western Iran. And Be Positive came from my journey as an artist, leaving my homeland so soon, at such a young age, and having go through some struggles and obviously some dark and light times, and to be able to experience some of the situations and the things that I experienced at such a young age. Just to put it in a nutshell, I was a refugee between the age of 10 and 11 in Turkey, by myself, living with some family, but trying to come back over to this side of the world to reunite with my mother, who was on this side of the world. So, and I hadn't seen her for over 7 years. So it was a big deal to make that journey. That journey.
I believe your mama is always there at your shows now, right? Is that your mother? That
she's definitely, yes,
drops in.
Yes.
Oh, yes, that's beautiful.
She's there as much as she can be. She showed up to the Greenwoods, one of the Greenwood shows. It was a blessing to have her there. So I would say, to put it in a nutshell, that's where my journey as Be Positive began. I've always been a singer at heart. I always sang, and for my family, for friends, I've always chanted verses of the Quran, because I grew up in a very Islamic society as a Muslim when I was young, and I always connected with the spiritual side of singing and chanting, and that made me feel good, and I could see the love transcending to people. At a very young age, I was able to hone in on that little by little, even though I wasn't a tailored artist by then by any means. But as I've made my journey to the West, and I grew up in Maine with my family over here. Eventually, my path took me to California, where I went to film school over there. And I studied film and the arts of directing, and I was very enticed by the cinema at the time, and just music videos. I was a musician, and I always connected those worlds together. So it was creativity that kind of drove my forces even at a young age, and reaching to go to different schools. Even in high school, I in Portland, I went to Portland Arts and Technology High School to be able to use more of my time doing arts as opposed to the general studies that the public school system, puts everybody through. So coming from all of those experiences, living and then eventually moving to California, and discovering what it is that I really wanted to do, what was meaningful to me in life, and what was my mission, what was I here to do, and slowly things began to change as those thoughts started becoming more of my daily patterns. And I met some beautiful people in my life who had some great influences on me, positively, and helping me see what it is to be negative and what it is to be positive. And how it's, to some it may sound cliche, but what it takes to go from one side to the other, especially you don't necessarily want to go from a positive side to the negative side if you're a positive person, but sometimes that may happen too. Who knows? It's life. There's a yin and yang, ups and downs, dark and light. I believe that we must go through some dark to be able to find light and to appreciate light, to be able to love the light and be grateful for it and give gratitude to it on a daily basis. So and reggae music,
what artists, so speaking of reggae music, what artists or musicians have been influential for you?
So honestly, I mean, everyone, I believe, at least when I moved to the West, I first heard of Bob Marley and the Wailers. And that was my first influence of reggae. I wasn't fully pulled in by reggae quite then yet. Okay. No disrespect anyway to the Marleys. I love Bob Marley, but as you can see, he's up here. But I definitely in like 2011, I would say, more of the rootsy Hawaiian bands such as The Green, also Southern California bands such as Tribal Seeds. Also Peter Tosh, more that militant reggae, and so on and so forth. I started going deeper and deeper as I was questioning what was my mission over here. The music started coming to me. I started taking, obviously, even cannabis and herbal healing more seriously too, because I was also introduced to that in California. And I think everything happens for a purpose, and we got to find the reason behind it. And it was all, one thing led to another. I never, is from the first draw of herb, I knew it did something different for me. And that those realizations, the thoughts and everything just kind of started to attract the music, which is reggae music, towards me. And I believe all of that together helped me realize what it is to be positive and what it was to attract positivity into my life and bring positivity and bring positive people, surround myself with positive people so that I could positively influence and not only my surroundings, but hopefully reach more worldwide bases through my music, because music was always something that I could see helped put smiles on faces, to simply put it. So Be Positive came from that, but it didn't come until years later. But also my blood type is Be Positive, so yeah,
that's great.
So I just, Be Positive didn't come until 2018, 2019 when I started forming those thoughts and putting that name together. But definitely it has brewed over time, with my thoughts, with my journey as an artist, with the things that I've experienced in life as a young age, later on in life, just moving around in the West. And so I believe that it takes courage to move from living negatively or having negative thoughts, or just living what we now put it, or as better put Rastafarians put it, the Babylonian or Babylon's lifestyle and the system, the downpression that we are under constantly, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
um and to wake up to all of that
Mm-hmm.
was definitely mind-opening for me, and something that helped me realize my mission as an artist in life and what it is that I needed to do um, in order to, yeah,
Thank
chant my voice.
Nice, man. Thank you for sharing. That's all beautiful.
Yeah.
Can you help piece together, your roots, your Kurdish roots, reggae music coming out of Jamaica, Rastafari popping up all over the world, ancient Africa? Can you help tie that together for the listeners?
Absolutely. I
The
will.
big question.
I will do my best, and I'm still learning, and I believe we are always learning, continuously learning, and that's the beautiful side of Rastafari, and that spiritually being open to always continuously learn, adapt, and continuously love. But I believe that hello, little Finn. It's my little wild friend over here asking for some love. I believe that as a Kurdish man, and this is why I was able to put some of into my lyrics in Kurdish, even the song Kurdish Man. I believe that through Africa, obviously, we are all connected, going back to our roots in humanity as people on this earth. And, free being from the motherland, Ethiopia, Sheba, Abyssinia, whatever your preferred, name is for the land.
Yes, sir.
I believe in definite in the message of Rastafari, and going back to Africa and healing Africa as a nation in order to multiply that throughout the world. And because we need to heal our mother, what brought us over here. And through her, we can only find the healing for the rest of the world. And I 100% believe in that, and believe in that because I believe that through the roots of Solomon, going back to Sheba and Solomon, King Solomon, that being in that, just the amount of spirituality and the amount of human information that has been suppressed from us, that came from that area, how that king affected and his kingdom had such a massive impact on his surroundings, his wisdom, and how far his outreach was, and why he was so thought of as a wise king, even though some kings fall short in some places too. We are human, his wisdom definitely, and his roots, I believe, also go back to the Kurdish people, which are Kurdish people are also down-pressed people from throughout time by different Babylonian systems, by different religious systems or political systems. They have never been allowed to have their own country, their own language, really speak their own truth about who they are. And I believe that our people have roots with the Solomonic dynasty. There are some stories, obviously some of these things are thought of as myths, but to me they resonate with me because I believe I may have been alive in some of those times. And that Solomon send out some of his men to go bring back some queens, some empress, to spread his wisdom and spread his kingdom further in those areas. And I believe some of those people were Kurds that came back, because before those people came back, Solomon passed away. So before his men came back with the women, Solomon passed, and then when the men came back, they made it with the women. Solomon, or they, raised children with the women, because Solomon, I believe Solomon's goal was to send out his men to bring back women, so that he could spread his seeds and his wisdom among them. And when they came back, the king was no longer a king anymore, and I believe he was his physical existence was gone. And so the seeds spread to be some going back as Kurds, and I do tie my roots back to that, and then obviously to the Queen of Sheba, and to just Africa, and the beauty that came out of Africa, that has continuously been downpressed by different systems, and to suppress the truth, truthfully, to keep us away from healing this earth the truthful way, and with peace and equality, as opposed to wars and continuous killings, and the way that they continue to choose to resolve solutions but doesn't resolve any solutions. It's so Exodus, movement of Ja people, Bob Marley.
Yes,
we must all we must all make that movement back, I believe, and these might be the times. And whether it's this generation, the next generation, but this generation is waking up to new spirituality, to new awakenings again, to waking up to our truthful mother and father that are always here to guide us, that are always here to continuously positively lead us in ways to not only heal this earth, heal ourselves as humanity, and only project love. I mean, we are capable of that. We are capable of achieving peace. We are capable of resolving hunger. We are capable of
so much.
Love. We are capable of love. We are love. I mean, we are born from love. We are born from women. Without love, we wouldn't be here. And it's just, it's kind of sad to see that this cycle is continuing, with the outside world, as we try to keep ourselves in a centered place and continuously move to hope, spread positivity, and help, not only myself through this journey wake up more and see more, but also help people in their journey and seeing a little bit more light in life, and a little bit more love, and a little bit more unity and peace and equality, than so much of this darkness that we're constantly forced to see.
You talk about Mother Nature in one of your songs, revealing the lies to you, or, I can't remember exactly how you put it. Right. Can you share with everyone a little more about that?
Yes, absolutely. The line is, so it starts out, this is in the song State of Mind. It starts off, rescued, I will not be turning back. Mama Earth, open my eyes to the truth, in fact. So I believe that everything that we need to know information-wise, Mother Earth is very aware. She is the mother. She knows everything. She knows everything that's going on constantly. We are in constant vibration of frequencies, and she is alive and aware, just as our Father is alive and aware and looking over us. And there are plants, there are ways that we can help ourselves heal, as opposed to just continuous pharmaceuticals that even suppress some of those sensory systems, for us to be able to open a different side of our mind, and to be able to see through a different eye, and be able to appreciate seeing through that eye, and being able to learn from that eye, and learn that the eye can provide not only love, but information, truth, and nurture you, and help raise you, and bring you to your own personal freedom that you can help free other people. And I believe that plants such as psilocybin, as cannabis, there are many other practices, even in meditation, in reaching, not even just through plants, but in different ways of opening our mind and opening our spirituality. There are breathing techniques. There are monks throughout the world. There are meditation masters that have gone through all these ways of opening their heart first and then open your mind, because it's definitely really first through our heart that we can open our mind. And being able to see that and appreciate that and learn from that and learn from nature is exactly what I mean. Is I don't have to watch the news to tell me what's going on in the world. I can open my mind and listen to my intuition and listen to Mother Earth and listen to nature and listen to our Father. And some of those things come through music. Some of it may come through a reggae song one day, that I'm not paying attention to, but all of a sudden there's a message that I need to hear, and it comes through a favorite artist of mine, and it's lyrics through one of their songs that the messages carry to me. And Jah works in mysterious ways. So
yes, sir.
It's about being open to learn to read between the lines. It's about learning how to appreciate plant medicine, and channeling it correctly, in your art and your way of life and lifestyle, and include it in your lifestyle, because it is put here for a reason. Otherwise it wouldn't be here.
Good, thanks. Circling back around to music and the shows that you do, or the gigs you do. Obviously, we've talked about Greenwood's Reggae Revival. What other sort of gigs do you do?
I also play at lots of cannabis events in Maine. I've played local gigs in Bridgeton, which is where I live. There's Music on Maine. I also play at some restaurants and some selective bars and places like that. I like the intimate shows. I like the intimacy of being able to play. Not that I don't like the bigger shows. I appreciate it all around, but I definitely love the intimacy of being able to play for a small crowd such as Greenwoods. It's just the impact and the conversations that you can exchange with people afterwards are just real to me, and I appreciate that as an artist. And I love seeing that the beloved people are appreciating the music and the vibes, and that it helps uplift their spirits. And that's what it's about. It's about us connecting through these love vibrations of music, of art, of laughing together, of doing yoga together, whatever our ways of connection are, putting our differences to the side, yet putting them into place where we appreciate our differences and the beauty in it. And we, as opposed to all the ways Babylon continues to create disunity and just separation, and truly taking people and not letting them just think for themselves and hone in on their thoughts. It's a constant negative information. So it's good to be able to connect with people and have little shows and be able to have small conversations and mind-opening, uplifting conversations that are just like so needed. It's so needed because we're so used to social media. We're so used to just like this, us, everybody being seriously behind desks nowadays, and doing so much from home or so much from the office,
connected through the screen, which I'm grateful for the ability today and other times. Always, people are plugged in. Everyone's plugged in. Not everyone,
and it's good to be able to have those. I love playing lots of gigs. I got a few coming up. in the next few months in the summer and hopefully into the winter. So I'm excited to get back out and vibe with people. I've little by little, I've played a couple of shows already, but more coming up. So it's exciting to get back out, and really I enjoy that. This is what I make music for. I make music. My mission is to not only be able to spread positivity and love and be able to, you know, uplift somebody and help somebody in their day, but also it's a journey for myself because I write these songs to uplift myself daily as well, because I go through this just like everybody else does. And I have to remind myself to also be positive in situations. I have to also remind myself to, not to be so tough on myself sometimes, and not to, be, so caught up in this downpression, but also look to, find ways, because nature is still living all around us, and find ways to connect with her, find ways to go out and be thankful that we still have a Mother Earth looking for us, and Father Rastafari and Empress Mennonite and
Yes, I
all the kings and queens and of this earth, and that good positive vibrations are ever living.
am. Can you share what is Rastafari to you, your version?
Rastafari,
Yes,
my
I am.
version. Well, give thanks and blessings to His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I Jah Rastafari. Ras is the word for king in Amharic. Lord, Duke, whatever the preferred, but king, king, and so Ras, and then Tafari. Tafari is his name, Tafari Makonnen. And Rastafari to me is what I grew up with, what I wanted to feel, the spirit of God that I always felt. That's what Rastafari is to me. Rastafari is everything to me, because everything is in I, and I is in everything. So when we open our mind to that state of vibration and truly see that we are all connected in this ever living existence, and it's beautiful, and there is so much that we have to learn as humans, and so much we have to unlearn as humans, to be able to create a new positive world. And I believe that Rastafari and King Selassie coming back in such a brutal time on Earth, Great Depressions and wars constantly and always around us, and being able to just lead such a pure kingdom, and in an honest and beautiful way. He grew up an honest prince. He grew up very aware. I mean, by the time he was 11 or 12, I can't quote myself 100%, but he could make decisions on his own, and he was already very in tune with his own spirituality and his own inner I and the information network that he received information from, which I also say, when Mother Nature rescues you, you no longer need the Babylonian information or any other information, because our intuition and that network of information is far greater beyond any libraries that exist in this earth.
It's the direct
And
connection.
it's in our DNA, it's in our spirit. It's the direct connection. I mean, it's just there. And when you're connected, and his connection and leading with that connection is what a reincarnated king of this earth was elective himself came back to do.
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, I am still learning about His Imperial Majesty. I am continuously teaching myself and continuously learning to lead by example, in his footsteps and his spirituality and way of leading by example in the way of love and not war, and not always needing the need for tension and to resolve our issues on this earth, because we see to this day it's very relevant. That is continuously how they want to resolve things. And even his departure when Mussolini came to invade Ethiopia, um, which never was conquered, and Mussolini wasn't able to go through with his plans, was just showed his way of dealing and being able to, as a leader, as a king, show the world that through love, unity, equality, and we can find ways to heal our world. And I believe very much so in that message. And I, very much connected with it through Bob Marley, very much connected through Peter Tosh, Tribal Seeds, and every reggae band I started listening to,
Mm-hmm.
I hail his name, and I had to pay attention, and I
Mm.
paid attention, and I am very blessed and grateful that I was able to find the spirit that I was so connected to from a very young age,
Mm.
that I felt very comfortable in, singing and chanting and dancing and doing that and feeling that vibration of love is what this is all about. And all of
Mm.
us feeling that vibration of love and then connecting that with each other is it's timeless. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I asked, what is Rastafari, not just who is Rastafari, because I see it as so much more than just Haile Selassie, and you're bringing up the topics of the music,
Yes,
the love, the consciousness, Mother Earth. It's so much Rastafari, not only Haile Selassie and Empress Menen, but if you listen and learn, it's so much more than, it's a way of life. It's that
absolutely. It is a
connection.
way of life. It is a connection. And that's why I personally don't even like to call it, like, I know it's some places when you research what is Rastafari or Rastafarianism or religion, I don't connect it to that. It's not ism, it's not a schism.
Isms and schisms, yeah.
It's not. It's a way of life. It's a way of seeing things differently and living it and truly walking it and achieving your goals and achieving your dreams in a positive way of, not only are you positively affecting people around you but yourself, which is beautiful. I mean,
Mhm. Mhm. You have a EP out now, or album.
yes.
Mhm.
Woo!
Can you tell us a little bit about
Yes,
that? Mhm.
absolutely. So my EP is titled Growth, by Be Positive, which is I. And Growth is a special EP to me, and it will always be a special EP to my heart, because these are the first songs as an artist, I believe, not only help me grow, but I hope they help the people that I deliver the music to, also helps them see the growth in it, because there's no song titled Growth on the actual EP. There's 5 songs. The first one is Kurdish Man, second one Live Easy, third one Kinder, fourth one State of Mind, and then the last one I Can Thinker. And I believe each of these songs kind of describes who I am as an artist and my state of what I went through, which I was born and raised a Kurdish man, a child, before I moved over to the West. And then, Live Easy is about really finding yourself as a person. Sometimes you leave and you got to discover things on your own, and take off from the nest, and you know and you might come back different, and that's okay, because you might have opened your mind to different things and seen different things, and sometimes that's what's leaving the nest, and maybe leaving the circle you came up with to see something that more resonates with you, because maybe what some of us are brought up with isn't necessarily what is in resonance with our spirit, our soul.
Mhm.
We have to go on a journey, I believe, to find that. And kinder, another song talk about showing kindness, being kinder to myself in order to show kindness back to other people. And I believe it just goes that way. I mean, if we're not practicing what we preach, we become the preacher of the church. So it's just, so that's, I believe, it's my daily practice as well. Like I said, by no means have I reached perfection, and I don't think there is perfection. We just continuously try to enlighten ourselves more and more, and more love, more connections, more kindness, more acts of gratitude, and that's in giving and receiving. That's, I believe, that's how it works. We give and we receive, and we receive and we give.
Mhm.
And hopefully all of that in positive ways. I believe that it should come back around to us in rewarding ways, and hope so. That may not be the case in all places in the world, unfortunately. As I speak these words, there's always wars and depressions, and there's, even though people that are working hard in these positive ways, some fall victims of this brutal system
Mhm.
constantly. But so I give thanks for those people every day, and hope that we continuously find our way. And so I can, state of mind is honing in on our state of mind and not letting Babylon take over us. And Mother Nature, I talk about Mother Nature coming to the rescue and being able to help me see my intuition, as opposed to listen so much to the other world of what's going on. There's some positive things coming out from out there. I'm not to say that there's no all negativity, and there's a lot of people that are positive work on the outside as well. It's just I've chosen to get my information from a different source now.
Mhm.
And I believe that source, and I appreciate that source, and it resonates with me. And when something resonates with you, you'll know as a human. That's something I can't preach to you. That's something nobody can tell you. When something resonates with you, it will just resonate with you.
Mhm.
And you will feel it from the inside out. And, it might make you cry, it might make you laugh, whatever it is, you feel it. And that's what I've always felt in reggae music, and the spirit of reggae music. And
Mhm.
obviously, herbal medication hand in hand together with it, it
Mhm.
just uplifts that spirit.
It,
And when you can
it's a
grasp,
vibration.
oh, it's an absolute beautiful vibration, and I love being a part of it. And that's why I love making music. And I Can Thinker is being a positive thinker. That's the last song on the EP. So yeah, it's growth. And I hope it helps me grow. It continuously helps me grow. I rock my daughter to sleep to the EP almost daily. She loves it.
Beautiful. My
So
girls all will rock. We'll rock out more. We're not rocking so much anymore, but we'll put it on in the van and rock out and
thank you.
roll down the
Thank you.
road.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I appreciate that the little children are into it, because I love their vibration, because their vibration is so pure, because I've felt that vibration, and when I was child, and I still feel that vibration, that's why I continuously do my best to broadcast it and put it out there. So when I see the little children are dancing and singing and happy, and they feel
Mhm.
that, it's everything for me. I mean, that's everything I could ask for as an artist. I appreciate the love, I appreciate the love that I get back from people. So it's all very, I'm very blessed.
Yes, that is blessed. Where can people find you on social media?
Social media. So
Nice.
this is probably, I should have written it the other way, now that I think about it, but this is
I
not
know,
why I did
it's
this.
good.
So be positive _ music, that's my Instagram. But if you go to just my website, www.bepositivemusic.com, that's the letter B, the word positive, and the word music.com. It links to my YouTube channel, all social media platforms, and we can interact there. You could find out about my shows actually on my website, what shows I have coming up. I have a shows tab that you can click on. And
You
find
have
out
a
where I'll be.
cruise coming up this summer, right? I think I saw.
Yes, I'm so
Yes.
excited for that. I'm so excited for that. I'll
That
be
sounds
playing with
great.
Ragtime. They're a beautiful local band as well. So we'll be playing on the cruise for a couple of hours, and it'll be good vibrations.
That sounds wonderful.
Yes, yes.
Anything else you want to share?
Oh man, I feel like we covered everything. I mean, I'm so grateful for you. Give thanks for you for bringing up these questions. I truly am thankful for you because it's not often that I have people ask me about these questions, and I do enjoy being challenged of being asked these questions about my beliefs and my inner true deeper insides of why I choose to write what I write, and why I believe in Rastafari. Obviously I was born in Jamaica, respect to Jamaica, and and the birthplace of reggae music. I have yet to go there and give my thanks and blessings over there. And the Rastafari movement, being born also from that area, but it really truly, I take my connections back to Africa, and I believe in our African roots, and I believe in the movements that these beautiful Africans started in the islands, to be able to reach back, to call back to their spirits, call back to their African roots, and call back to want to go back home, whenever that is, whether it's still children, the next generation, or the generation after that, but spiritually even being called back to that homeland is just beautiful. And I truly believe that through Africa, it is that we can heal our world, but we do need to focus on healing our mother, and not continuously, using her to mine diamonds and and
It's
gold, and then not give thanks for it.
And you see the reflection in how women can be treated in the way that we're treating Mother Earth, and all humanity, not just women. But when you see the mother in different forms, that way of treating and disrespecting needs to change. And that's one thing through reggae music, your vibration. Most conscious reggae artists are uplifting and making the connection with Mother Earth, Mama Africa, with the sisters, the mothers, the daughters. And so, it's a warfare on a different level with your microphone when you are a reggae artist. And so, I give thanks for you being on the show today and coming forward with an open heart and speaking, so much, sharing your truth. You all have been tuned in to Ancient Current, Rastafari Roots and Culture. We've had Be Positive on the show today. Check him out. Thanks. Please stay tuned for the next episode. Signing off. Blessed love to all of you. Give thanks. Be positive.
Love.
Blessed. Respect.